Okay, Toadie's here too. Hey, it's me and Toadie. So I'm a day late on the video. I'm filming it on the 1st of November and this is for October. So what have I been doing this month? I've been doing Inktober, and then also we have rats in our house, so I've been hanging out with exterminators almost every day. It takes up a huge chunk of all my days, so it's like double whammy with Inktober and the rats. Yeah, I'm making excuses, but it's also true. But this month I'm doing a Q&A. I asked you guys for questions. Toadie's just getting comfortable. Toadie. This will be a good video just to listen to and not watch. I'm not going to add like any of the like special things. But I'm going to try and answer every question that you guys asked. We'll see. Sometimes it takes me a while to get through questions. So I'm going to try and be quick. And I'm going to try and answer them well at the same time. So we'll see. Casey Monkton asked if I was going to make any tutorials. I don't plan on making tutorials. I'm not good at tutorials. I don't feel comfortable teaching. I don't really know what I'm doing. Like every time I'm painting, I'm making it up as I go. Like I don't have like skills that I intentionally use, if that makes sense. So if you're looking for tutorials here, you're not gonna find them. Okay, second question is from Joanna Geeson. I'm gonna butcher everyone's names. How can your art reach as many people as possible? I would love to make a living as an artist, but I just don't know how and where to start. So I started doing commissions on Etsy. I just was offering pet portraits and home portraits. So I was just offering things that people were looking for. So they would look for them and they would find me, and that's how I made my living when I started, when I had less of a following. And then I gained a following through doing my 365 and through YouTube. So that was a pretty slow process, like 2 years of consistently posting a new piece of art every day and improving my skills. So there's no secret key, it's just being out there and being available to be followed and making your content as good as you can make it. Cheyenne Harris asked, how long did it take you as an artist to gain a lot of followers on social media and how often did you post? I just answered that. Also, with posting to social media, when did you decide you could start selling your art and open an online store? I was already selling commissions on Etsy, and then as my following started growing and I was in the middle of doing my 365 where I was drawing every day, people were asking for products. They were asking for prints or asking for stickers or being like, I'd love to support you, but I don't know how. And then I started making things. I started investing in like my printer, my scanner, and making stickers, whatever. So that's when I decided to open my online shop. I was not making a living on my like prints and stickers for ever. I'm still not. I'm just making money in different outlets. I decided to start selling products when people asked for them. That's when I decided. Patience says, you're a huge inspiration to me and have given me so much confidence in my ability to succeed as an artist. Thank you so much. That's really sweet. Who inspires you? My favorite artist on Instagram, I mean, Furry Little Peach is so inspirational. She always looks like she knows what she's doing, even though she says she doesn't. Sarla's art, she's always making awesome clothes and merch and stuff, and that's awesome. She screen prints and makes ceramics, and I'm like, wow, I'd love to do that. Who else? Everyone doing Inktober, amazing that they did it. I mean, my inspirations change pretty often as people change, so I don't have a solid person besides Furry Little Peach and Sarla's art, who I'm like, ooh, oh, and Sibyline M. Love her. Rocio, don't know. She asks, is there any art supplies you've tried but cannot seem to like using? I don't really like pastels, but I feel like I could be swayed, like chalk pastels. Second question, as an artist, is there any particular mood you feel most inspired during? When I'm calm, I feel most inspired. When I'm mad or frustrated or annoyed, anxious, anything, tired, no. But I don't really feel inspired that often. I just kind of decide I'm going to make something and see if I can make something good. That makes sense. It's not really like a mood, it's more like a phase of inspiration and then it goes away and I don't know. And then she asked how I'm doing. I'm okay. I'm a little annoyed with the whole rat thing and spending so much time talking to exterminators who are annoying and seem to not like me at all, but hang out with me pretty much every day. So that's how I'm doing. It's raining today, I don't like that. Sydney asked, how long is your work day and how do you manage social events, outings, and work? I pretty much mold my work schedule around what I want to do. I mean, that's the beauty of working for yourself. I can do whatever I want and then shove my work into whatever time I have at home. So that's kind of what I do. My work day ranges from like 2 hours to 12 hours. Normally I say I work like 5 to 6 hours a day maybe. Bookbox says, what are your plans for the future? Do you always see yourself being freelance and doing commissions? Do you plan on getting into different fields of work when you're older? I don't have any plans for the future. That's it. I don't see myself anywhere. It's just kind of like what happens, happens, you know? Carrie Clark asks, this isn't necessarily an art-related question, but what's it like living with roommates, friends, and how has it worked out for you? I know it can make it a lot easier on expenses and stuff, but I always hear horror stories about living with friends. The friends I'm living with now, I'm living with my best friend Allie, who I've been best friends with since 7th grade, and Kenzie, who she lived with in college, and then Kenzie's boyfriend Will, so there's 3 other people here. I love it. It's definitely worth the cost cut. They let me have this awesome room for my studio. I mean, there's always like little things that bother you about people. There's no way around that, but in general, I really love living with them and having roommates because I will always seclude myself. Like if I lived alone, I don't think I would ever see anybody, which would be bad. Josephine asked, are there things that you hate to draw or just bad at? Or are just bad at? Like, I don't like drawing like really minimal scenes. That's really hard for me. I don't like love drawing people, but I enjoy it sometimes. Like if someone's like, hey, draw this foot, I'm like, okay, I don't really want to, but I will. There's nothing like I hate to draw. It's just like, it's not gonna turn out that great, but I don't hate drawing it. Cheyenne Harris asks one more question. What kind of printer and printer paper do you use for prints, and how do you edit them from a paper you've drawn on to the computer? So I would check out Jacqueline De Leon's video making prints. She pretty much edits the same as I do and scans, but I use an Epson Artisan 1430. I don't really like it. It has a lot of issues. I don't really recommend it. She recommended Canon printers, and I hear that people like those, so I might try that. But I use Epson Ultra Premium Presentation Paper Matte. I'll put that on the screen so you can read it and pause it and whatever. It's okay. I'd like to get sturdier paper, but I don't really want to charge people more for prints, so I'm just gonna like, but that paper works just fine. Micromizo asks, hey, are you thinking about doing a live stream? It would be super cool to watch you working and maybe chat with you. P.S. Is there any chance you are gonna make more shark stickers? I really fell in love with them and wanted to buy them, but I lost my chance. Love you. I could think about live streaming, but I don't really think about it very much. I have trouble talking while I'm making, so I have a really hard time balancing making the video entertaining because I need to be drawing and answering questions and stuff. I'll just stop drawing and then answer the question. But I could do like a doodle live stream where I'm mindlessly doing things. I've done that before on Instagram. I did think about restocking all my stickers again because a lot of people have been asking for them. Just like restocking all of my old designs for Christmas. Be fun, maybe. We'll see. BB says, what are your top 3 favorite snacks? Also, what are you going to be for Halloween? Halloween was yesterday, but I'm having a Halloween party this weekend. Every year I dress up as like a bat witch. I wear like little fuzzy black ears and like a black witchy outfit. Every year. Top 3 favorite snacks. I love carrots. I love matcha flavored anything. I really like matcha flavored Kit Kats. And French fries. Millie says, Hailey, when you were starting out, did you need to work a part-time / casual job on the side to support yourself? Or did you just jump in and do art 24/7 straight away? Thanks, love your work. Thanks, Millie. No, so this is how I started. I quit college for the 3rd time. I was going to college in Maryland where my parents live, so I just moved in with my parents. And then I applied for a couple jobs. I applied for like an art camp job, and then another couple other jobs. I don't really remember. I didn't go in for interviews for those. But I started my Etsy doing pet portrait commissions and home portrait commissions. And within the first month, I was making like a decent amount of money where I was like, cool, I made some money. And then the next month I made more, and the next month I made more with my price increases, and I was able to do art 24/7 within like a couple months. And I didn't need another job because I was living with my parents. I didn't have rent to pay or bills to pay or anything really, just like my student loans coming up that I didn't have to pay just yet. So that's how I started. Viola Art says, Haley, how do you choose a color palette / color scheme for your art? I'm so in love with your colors and you use, and they always seem to go perfectly together. Thanks. I just kind of pick 3 colors that I like together. Like I was on a primary kick for like months with like pink, yellow, and blue, which is close to primary. And then I would kind of build off that. I try to limit my color scheme a bit, but sometimes I don't. This isn't helpful. I don't know, it's kind of random. I just kind of go through phases with colors and see what works, and it's a lot of like, I do one piece with some random colors and I'm like, oh, I like that, and then I keep doing that same color scheme over and over and seeing what I can do with it. I hope that helped. I hope that's an adequate answer. April Howlett says, I have been drawing animals for Inktober and they are hard. You make it look effortless, but is there an animal that you find really difficult to draw / avoid drawing? Also, do you use a scanner? If so, which one? Thanks. I use an Epson scanner. It's a V600 Epson scanner. It works fine. I hear a lot of people like Canon scanners too. I have a hard time drawing goats. I don't know why. I have a hard time drawing lizards and frogs. But I don't avoid drawing them, I just have trouble. I don't know how to say your name. Sade, I always say Sade, but is it Sade? Sade Page? I don't know. So she has 4 questions. How do you keep your creative juices flowing? I force myself to make art. Sometimes it turns out, sometimes it doesn't. There's no like secret, I mean, I do like self-care. Like if I don't want to make, I take a walk or I go somewhere and I come back and hopefully I feel better, but if I don't, I'm still gonna make something. And kind of that productivity gets me going. Just being productive, I'm like, oh, good for me. Even though I hate it, I made something. Like that keeps me going. How do you keep your stuff organized? Like my physical things, these drawers and shelves and stuff, or like my daily schedule. I have to do lists and calendars that I don't really follow. But I do a lot of like mental scheduling in my head. I don't know if I answered that question. Okay. Do you make yourself goals for the months ahead on things you want to make / do? No. If I had goals, I would feel bad if I didn't meet them. So I usually just set the bar really low so I always exceed my expectations. Do you use a bullet journal? Blah, blah, blah. Do you use a bullet journal at all? No, I don't really use a bullet journal. I never have. I don't really know what they do, what they're for. Keita Thomas says, how important is it to print reproductions on fine art paper with archival quality ink? It seems really expensive to get them done compared to digital prints, and I'm wondering if you have an opinion on different inks papers you've tried. I don't know a lot about making prints. I've always made my prints on this printer with like okay quality stuff. I don't even know if this archival ink. I feel like I should know that, but I don't. It's supposed to be like a printer for artists. I don't know. I don't know. Cheryl Smith says, how did you decide to start a YouTube and what are your feelings about tea? And if you like it, what are your favorite kinds? I decided to start my YouTube channel because when I was living with my old roommate James, he was like, hey, I watch a lot of YouTube. You should start a YouTube channel. You have time. You should start a YouTube channel. Start a YouTube channel. Lead. You know what you could do? Start a YouTube channel. And I was like, all right, fine. Because I already have experience editing videos. I did it all through high school. So I was just like, fine, I'll start a YouTube channel, whatever. And then it kind of took off and now I'm doing YouTube videos. I love tea. I like all kinds of tea, but I really like jasmine and green. Those are good. Any like herbal tea I'm into, honestly any tea, but my go-to is green all the time. Danielle says, I love your work and your videos. I love having them on while I paint. That makes me happy. What do you get on your pizza? I love margarita pizza. It's my go-to pizza, margarita. If they don't have margarita, I do like weird vegetable mixes. People make fun of me. I get like green pepper and spinach and pineapple, and everyone hates me for it. Another Danielle says, can you talk about where and how you get your stickers and prints made? I'm an artist trying to sell my art as well, but it's hard to find good affordable printing services. I make my stickers through Sticker Mule. I've tried another place, but I like Sticker Mule. They're really fast and their website's really easy to use, and they're good. I continue to use them, and I think the quality of the stickers are good. I make my prints at home. Check out Jacqueline De Leon's print video. I think it's helpful. Ariel, I'm trying to go as fast as I can, so I'm sorry if I'm rushing through these answers. I'm trying to answer every question without making this video an hour long. Ariel says, when you first started your YouTube channel, what was your follower growth like? I just started my channel and it seems impossible for people to find me. I'm starting to think I need an Instagram following first before YouTube. So I had a pretty good Instagram following before I started YouTube. I don't think that really helped me. I don't think people were jumping on it like, cool, this girl, I want to watch her on YouTube. So it was pretty slow. I was posting like kind of videos, not that good. I wasn't trying that hard. I was doing like whatever speed paints, and then I posted a sketchbook tour, and that's when my following grew. People love to watch sketchbook tours, I guess. I figured that out when I posted mine, and that's where I gained my following, and I think that's where I gain a lot of my following still. And then it grew fast after that. So you just kind of have to get a hit video, like luck of the draw, and then you'll get a following if it's good, if people want to continue following or they like what they saw, you know what I'm saying? Maria says, hey Lee, you are amazing. I like your motivational how-to videos, as well as the informative ones. My questions are, A, how do you package your prints for your clients? I have rigid mailers. I put them in bags. You can see these. You can see me packaging my prints in pretty much any of my vlogs if you want to see more in detail what I'm doing, but I put them in a plastic sleeve and put them in a rigid cardboard mailer, and that's it. B, how did you grow your Instagram account? I answered that question, yay! C, how do you study as a self-taught? I don't really study, I just kind of draw, and that's how I felt art school was. I felt like they were just forcing practice upon you and making you create things that you weren't comfortable making, which I don't really do, but just a consistent making, I think, is a way to teach yourself. What is your favorite book / artist? Favorite book? I really like The Golden Compass. Favorite artist? That's a tough one, but like a classical artist would be John Singer Sargent. More questions from Maria. Do you have self-doubts on certain pieces? On every pieces. Remember that. How do you feel when something does not turn out as planned? I'm annoyed, definitely. Sometimes I just continue to work until it works, and sometimes that works out. Sometimes I start over, and sometimes I quit, but I'm usually always annoyed. What is your preferred time / mood for creating? Preferred time is morning time. Preferred mood, calm. Could you live without painting? That's an interesting question. I've thought about this before, and I don't know. If I had to live without painting, I don't want to see anyone else paint, because like watching other people paint, or like any like brush strokes, or like spreading paint videos, or like mixing paint videos get me kind of hyped, so I wouldn't be able to watch those anymore. If I could still draw, I could survive. But I would have to find something else to do. I'd probably take a video or something. I like that question. Generally, I would like to hear you discuss some esoteric feeling perceptions related to an artist and the life you lead. Thank you, and you are a huge inspiration. I'm gonna be honest and say I don't know what esoteric means. Feelings / perceptions. These are like my weakest points to like talk about anything that's not really logical. So I'm sorry, but I'm gonna skip that part. I feel really guilty, but that's like, you uncovered my biggest weakness. I'm hiding right here. All right, next. Natalie Bradley has a good long comment. She says, Did you ever post a how to print your own stickers video? I just submit like plain artwork to Sticker Mule and they do it all for me, so just check out Sticker Mule. Also, I'm working on going full-time hopefully after this school year and looking into ways to monetize my work more. I do mostly custom watercolor paintings of homes, churches, wedding venues, ornaments, pets, and the like. A big part of this is also getting a lot more followers so that more eyes see my work. And that segues into my next question. My following is not huge on Insta or Facebook, and I'd love to know how you built your following so quickly. Did you partner with bloggers or other influencers? So like I said, I was doing my 365 and people kind of joined in on that. It's exciting to follow someone who is going to consistently post every day. You can count on them. I've talked about this a little bit in my other videos. I think in my last Q&A I gave some tips on this. But I didn't partner with anybody. It's just having a consistent feed helps. So you want a feed you can count on. People are going to follow you if you have a consistent something about your feed, like all your photos are bright and white. Like I tried to do that. They like your art in general, color schemes, subject matter, something that they're like, ooh, I for sure like this one thing, and they keep posting it, you know what I'm saying? But it's a slow process, there's no secret to it. It's just consistency and creating something that you love and then finding other people that love it. And it's really frustrating and it's easy to get impatient about it, but that's kind of how it is. Totally been on my lap this whole time. I've gotten to the last question. I don't know how long this video because I can't see the time on there, but I feel like I've been really nailing this quick answer thing because I will babble for a long time. Last question. Christina says, I would really love to learn some tips on simplifying. Sorry, I just tried to read that typo like it was a real word. Okay, let me start that over. I would really love to learn some tips on simplifying how many materials to work with on one piece, organization, declutter tips for art materials, and keeping creativity active. I naturally don't like clutter, and I'm also really lazy when it comes to supplies. If I don't get supplies out, I won't use them. I don't know. I usually stick with like a couple supplies. How many supplies are you using in one piece? I'm not sure how to help with that one, but organization and decluttering tips for art supplies. Definitely drawers and putting away supplies you don't use a lot. Like I have a box full of inks that I don't use a lot. I have them stored away. I have my copy markers stored because I just don't use them a lot. I also have like my extra acrylic colors that I don't use a lot. I don't have them out. I have them stored. So storing supplies that you aren't using daily, like away in closets or in somewhere else, really helps me feel decluttered and making me feel like I have less when I don't. That's something that's really helped me. And keeping creativity active is just traveling with, having a sketchbook in my backpack really helps me. Like being able to see something and draw it in that moment helps me continue to be creative because I'm not always in my studio ready to make art. So having that outlet is nice. So that could help you if you are out of your art making area a lot. And that is all the questions. I answered every single one, unless I skipped your question. I'm sorry, I feel guilty about it, but please forgive me. Sorry my video is late, and I hope you guys had a great month, and bye. Say bye, Gogi. Look at his tongue. Bye.